I'm Judy. So my story is I was raised in a Christian home. Dad was Sunday school superintendent, and Mom was an alcoholic. Dad was a workaholic, so I grew up with two icks, in the family. And by the time I was 4, my mom was drinking a lot and every day, and I really had to take care of a younger sister. So by the time I was 5, my mom and dad divorced. My grandparents moved in, and godly grandma, little Irish grandma, and yeah, she was a spitfire for the Lord. She used to have homemade bread every day when I'd come home from school with melted butter on it, and it was so good sitting on the oven. So I remember that. And we went to church, Sunday morning, Sunday night, choir practice Friday. My dad was Sunday school superintendent. And then Wednesday night potlucks, and you name it, we did it. We lived at church. But when I was a little girl, I was abused sexually, living in a Christian home, and that seemed to really, kind of tweak me out a little bit. Things get robbed from you. And so by the time I was 11, my dad shipped me off to an aunt and uncle who were alcoholics. He was a drinking sailor, but they professed somewhere along the line to be Christians. And yeah, so much hypocrisy. And so I had these two different things, Christian and the hypocrisy of the world, just coming in and trying to mesh that all together. So I was, you just don't know what to think, and being so robbed of, your innocence and things like that. And so by the time I was 15, me and my aunt had butted heads so much. I hadn't seen my mom at all since 5 when she left. So there was a lot of abandonment, a lot of rejection. My dad dumps me off there and goes overseas for the next 38 years. So by the time I was a young teenager, I was already doing drugs, drinking, and needless to say, the environment I was growing up in. And by the time I hit my mom's, I was pretty much out of control and very rebellious. And so I just got in with more of that and got really heavily into drugs, and pretty strung out, and started using heroin, and the boys came, and because I had no value in myself and felt pretty ugly anyway because of what had happened to me as a little girl, I thought, you don't think, you just do, and I was always longing so much for something. There was such an emptiness in me. I even felt that then. And but by the time I had a couple of years with her, and she got cancer, and she had cancer just throughout her body. Back in those days, it was a pretty grueling ordeal. It wasn't like it is now, and it was pretty ugly to watch her go. And so she passed away. I was pregnant with my first child. I got married, and within 16 months, I lost my mom. I lost my husband at 19 with a 3-week-old little baby girl, and my best friend. Her husband ran her over with a semi-truck. So there was a lot of emptiness, a lot taken from me. And just by that time, I just hit bottom. It went from bad to worse at that point. Got really messed up. It led me to being in jail, and I was just a mess. I was numb. I was angry. I felt like I was worthless. I had been called the black sheep of the family, and so I thought, well, what the heck, I'll just live it out.